In this video, I will show you how to create a master certificate, which is the template that all certificates are based on, also how to send certificates, and how to add additional interests and send those certificates. So either from within the policy details themselves or from the insured details, I can go to Documents, and then I can click on Certificates Master. From there, I'm going to click Add New. I'm going to want to select the type of certificate I would like to create. There are multiple types. And then I can also name the certificate. I suggest doing this because I do find that you may have different insureds that need more than one type of certificate. So you might have an ACORD 25 for all of their liability, and then you might have an ACORD 24 for their property. It's easier to name them because then at a glance you're able to determine which one you want to send out. So I'm going to label this the 2019-20 liability certificate. Then I'm going to select which policy or policies that I would like to have included on the policy on the certificate. As long as I have entered in the coverages in the policy that I created, I'm not going to have to worry about entering in those details again when creating a master certificate. I can just select the policy, close the menu that I used to select the policy, and then scroll down. I can see that the insurer was picked up off of the policy, and then all of the coverages I entered on the policy came through into the certificate. Then I would just need to select a signature. If mine is not in here already, I can hit Create New, and I can either create one using a script that is available within the system, or I can upload an image of a wet signature. Now, this description of operations, I just wanted to go over this part really quick. I don't want to put anything in this description of operations in the master certificate that I don't want to be seen at all times. So I really am just using the master certificate as the template. However, there may be pieces of information that I want to include at all times. So if that's the case, then I would put that here. So maybe an example of that would be the form numbers for the endorsements for your policy. Once I've entered in everything I want on the master certificate, I can go ahead and click Add. Now I've got my master certificate and I'm ready to send certificates. So first let's go over how to send a certificate to a regular holder. I'm just going to want to go to click Send Certificate in the top right corner. And then I can start typing the first few letters of the name that I'm looking for. If it is already in the system, I can choose it. If not, if it's not what I was looking for, I can go ahead and click Add New. So now I'm going to I'm going to start typing the name of the company I'm looking to send the certificate for. Let's see. I can put in an email or fax. Remember not to put in the insured's email or fax here, because when you're entering in a certificate holder, you're actually entering it into the database that once it's entered, it will be available to all insureds, not just one. So you want to make sure that you put your company, the certificate holder's email address or fax. So JB's Plumbing and Heating Inc., their email or their fax. Then I can enter in their address, and then put in a zip code. Now for a certificate holder, I'm done. I'll just go ahead and hit add. It's going to redirect me back to the send certificate for industrial recovery and recycling. I can start typing the first few letters of the company I'm looking to select as certificate holder, and then I can select that company. Then I can either use the email or fax that's already been entered or replace it with anything else I would like. If my client had an email address listed in the insured details, I would be able to select to send a copy to the insured as well to CC them. I want to select which certificate I'd like to use. And then if there are insured items that I've entered, such as vehicles or drivers, equipment, properties, anything like that that I would like to show up in the certificate, I could enter that right. I could select them from this menu right here. Then I'm going to go down to description. I may have a description I've already created, a description template. I could select that, or I could simply just type whatever I need to here. So usually that's whatever the certificate holder has requested, or something that I feel brings clarity and is not in direct contradiction with the coverages of the policy. Then on this side, right here under additional, I can change the email subject to read whatever I would like it to. And then I can put some information in the email body. So I could type whatever I'd like here, or I could select from a template. And then if I'd like to, if I find myself typing the same thing over and over again, I could choose to add a new template by clicking Add New. In this case, I'm just going to go ahead and type it. And then after I'm done with this, I can go ahead and I can click Preview. And this is going to show me what I've created. So I can just double check my work before I send the certificate. If everything looks the way that I would like it to, I can go ahead and close this window by just clicking the close button in the top right or hitting cancel at the bottom. And then I can go ahead and send my certificate. I can also download a copy and send it through another format, but just keep in mind if you are sending that certificate outside of NowCerts, you won't be able to include it in a mass action on renewal. We'll go over sending mass action certificates in another video, but it does allow you to resend certificates sent previously to all of the holders all in one step. So in this one, I'm going to go ahead and hit Send Certificate. And now my certificate has been sent. Now let's go over how to add an additional interest. I'm going to want to go to Additional Interests at the top of the screen. And I'm going to want to hit Add New. With additional interests especially, there's a good possibility they might already be in the system because they may have sent this for another insured. So I'm going to check to see. I see it in this case, so I'm going to click on it, and it's going to populate all the information that I need. I can modify if maybe I have, this looks like this was sent to Zach at NowCerts, but maybe I have like an info email or, insurance verification at jpmorgan.com or something like that. I could change it here. Then I'm going to select what type of interest. If I'm selecting a lost payee or a mortgagee, I could enter in a loan number. Then I'm going to want to select what policy the additional interest will be assigned to. So if they're an additional insured, what are they an additional insured on? I can select from a template or type anything I would like in the description of operations. If I type it in this description of operations within the additional interest, it will always populate when I send this additional interest certificate for this insured. So then I can check the boxes next to the coverages that they are additional insured on. And when I'm done, I'm going to hit update. My suggestion to you is to send your additional interest certificates from the additional interest screen. There's a reason for that. What we're trying to avoid here is maybe there might be some duplicates in your list of certificate holders, and you want to make sure that you are sending to the certificate holder that you selected when you added the additional interest so that all of the work that you did gets included. All the Ys show up when in the boxes of the certificate as far as what they're additional insured on. If there is any special wording in the description of operations, all of that will show up. So go to additional interests and click send certificate next to the additional interest you're looking to send for. Everything I entered into the additional interest will populate, including the description of operations. Then I select which certificate I want. If I've entered in insured items, I can select to include them in the description of operations as well. I can change the email subject to read whatever I need it to. And then I can include anything in the body of the email message, either by typing it manually or selecting from an email template. Again, I can click preview. And I can see that the yeses, the little boxes, are set up correctly for the additional insured, and that all of the information I wanted to include is correct. Once I'm sure, I can go ahead and I can click Send Certificate. Please let us know if you have any questions regarding sending certificates. As always, we do offer free one-on-one training. Thank you.